What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. It's your boy Maurice, aka that pastor who lives, and this is a 5-minute afterthought. Today we had the close of an epic series that we've been doing here at Catalyst Church in Jacksonville, a marriage series where Pastor Jason has been really going over some life applicable points to be able to help people to walk stronger in the marital relationship with their spouses. And today I had an afterthought. One of the things that even in the closing of the message, Jason was talking about each person being responsible for their 100%. Now, the thought that I came to is I was like, wow, being responsible for my 100% and my spouse being responsible for their 100%. If we both was taking care of our 100%, then 9 times out of 10 we would end up in the same space. And so one of the things that I really want to share with you guys about marriage and relationships that I have come to understand in the 18 years in January that I've been married to my wife, the one thing that I have come to understand is that marriage is a miracle. Why do I say it's a miracle? I say it's a miracle because here you have two individuals with two different walks of life from two different upbringings who have two different ideas about what relationships are supposed to look like and marriage is supposed to look like. And you're pressing into what is said, okay, as a pastor, what is said over that marriage at the altar is that the two shall become one. Now, a lot of times people look at that and the two shall become one, and they automatically assume that it just happens by osmosis, that it's just a natural occurrence because of a thing of proximity. Hey, if I stay with you long enough, we're going to become like each other or one with each other or whatever the case may be. And there's a lot of different ideas of what oneness looks like. Some people say people after a certain amount of time, they start to look alike, they act alike, or something of that nature. But this oneness and this uniqueness that happens when two become one is a miracle, because this is not going to happen by osmosis. This takes intentionality when it comes to your relationship. You have to be very, very intentional about what you do when you come together with another person to dwell in harmony and to dwell in unity with this person. Well, what is it going to take? Well, oftentimes I find myself explaining to couples that there's a certain level of healthy compromise that happens that adjusts a person so that you and that other person can click. Now, it's a healthy dose of compromise that doesn't cause you to lose integrity with who you are and your own self-identity, but there's a short adjustment. There's a simple adjustment that allows you guys to be able to click. If you both are pressing into a relationship and you both butting heads like this, you got to figure out what is that level of adjustment that can happen that allows us to click. Now, when you click, then when storms happen, you won't be so easily torn apart. And so that has to be a figuring out, because it's not automatic, people. This is something that we have to be intentional about. And so what does it take to dwell in harmony with another person? There's going to take some laying down. There's going to take some denying of self. There's going to take some, simply doing what the Bible instructs us to do, and that's esteeming someone else higher than ourselves. There's such a level of intentionality that happens that's giving into relationships that will allow for that oneness, that will allow for that connection and that connectivity. And I will tell you, man, listen, at this particular point, a lot of times 30 days out from the new year, maybe 1 week out from the new year, or 24 hours out from the new year, 10 minutes out from the new year, people make these resolutions. Well, listen, you do not have to make a new year resolution to have a certain level of resolve or what you're going to do to make adjustments to connect with your spouse, love your spouse, come into a greater relationship, or even have a better marriage. Well, guys, you can come to that resolve right now. You can make up your mind right now that I am going to do better, to be more intentional about pressing into a relationship with my spouse, loving my spouse intentionally, and not just with a conditional love, but an unconditional love, a love without parameters, a love that just say, well, because you didn't do this for me, I don't love you today. I'm in and out of love with you. Love when Jason really pointed that point out. And so really getting to the point to where I'm intentional about my relationship, and I'm pressing in, I'm making adjustments, and for the better, not for the bad. But I'm not losing myself, but I'm actually gaining more because I'm gaining a better, closer, intimate relationship with my spouse. Guys, listen, this has been The Afterthought with your boy, Maurice, aka that pastor who lives. Just wanted to share a couple of points with you guys, and hopefully you have a blessed and highly favorite week. I look forward to doing life with you later on. God bless.